Welcome back. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we are going to talk about the productive mom. We're going to give you 6 strategies to get organized and get more done without the stress. So let's go.
You're listening to the Productive Not Busy podcast, where our mission is to make you more money so you'll have less stress and more free time. It's all about mindset, attitude, and taking action. And your host, Wayne Weathersby, knows how to make that happen. He's negotiated and closed over $150 million in contracts while building businesses with proven success strategies that he wants to share with you. So if you're ready to make some real money, then let's get to it. Here's Coach Wayne.
All right, so we're talking about the productive mom. And there are a lot of the very successful and productive moms out there. But for those of you out there that are feeling a little stressed, doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. We're just going to try to give you a little help. This is some information I've accumulated from some very successful women that I have coached and are friends with that are very successful and manage to keep all the plates spinning. So, first of all, you can be organized and productive, just so you know. So, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you ever feel like your life is going like really fast, going by too quickly? Are you constantly trying to pick up the pieces and you just don't know how to keep up? You get the dishes clean, but you look around and the house is a disaster. You forget about important events or homework assignments for the kids. You just always can't seem to get ahead, right? If this sounds like something you're dealing with, this episode will give you the tools you need to lower your stress and get the job done. Actually, I've got a book I'm going to put together because I literally have 3 yellow pads of notes that I put together over a period of time dealing strictly with this subject. So, we're going to help you discover ways to organize your house and become more productive. These steps are not painful, I promise. They won't take up your time. They're paths to success that really every person can do. And they won't leave you feeling tired and exhausted at the end of the day, right? We deal with it here at our house as well. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about decluttering the home. We had to do this here. My mom, before she passed away over the Easter holidays, she was with us for 14 months, and our house got cluttered between our stuff and her stuff. It happens. So with the rise in popularity, you've already heard the word minimalism before. You either love it or it makes you want to freaking convulse and run and hide, right? You don't want to give up all your precious stuff. So don't worry. You don't have to live a freaking sparse life in order to be organized. But decluttering is a really good way to start the process of organization of everything in your life. Here's how you can do it without getting rid of things that you really love. So, first of all, why is decluttering important? Here are some really good reasons to start your organizational process by decluttering your house. Clutter and messiness makes you feel claustrophobic. It can make you feel like the room is like freaking caving in on you, right? And it's been proven. Clutter causes stress. It's easier to stay organized when you know what you have. Once you declutter, you'll have more space to work with. It's easier to clean when you have fewer things laying around. And you'll have more time to do what you love when you have fewer things to worry about. Fewer things means you have less dust, right? Who has time to dust every little nook and cranny in the house? So, how do you start decluttering your house? Well, this is how I did it, and this is how I've had other people tell me how they've done it, and everybody's got a little different way of doing it. And I've kind of put all this stuff together for you, right? So, how do you eat an elephant? One little microbite at a time. The same is true for decluttering your house. If you try to take on the whole house at the one time, good luck. You'll likely freaking pass out and feel overwhelmed. Chances are you'll quit before you even start. You may be in the spirit to kick out all of your rubbish, but it takes time and you want to do it one room at a time. Try choosing common areas that you use all the time or the most often. Popular places to start your decluttering or your project here is to start with your kitchen or your living room. Because you spend so much time there, you'll be reminded each day how good it felt to declutter the space, not the back bedroom that nobody ever goes in. Your new decluttered space will feel totally refreshed. So, how do you keep and what do you toss? Well, let's say you start by decluttering your kitchen. How do you know which items to keep and which to donate and which to throw away? Or a lot of organizational gurus, I guess you want to call it, on these TV shows suggest going through your items one by one. Ask yourself these questions. Do I use it? Do I like it? How often do I use it? When was the last time I used it? Do I already have 4 of these? And do I need that many? Then say, am I only keeping this because someone gave it to me? Can I replace this item with something smaller? Or didn't I don't remember I own this item, right? Where the hell did this come from? But I love it. How do I fit it into my life? Your answers to these questions will help guide your decisions. Often, once you start going through your belongings, you'll find things that you don't really like or don't need, or you have freaking 8 of them. As a general rule, it's something is broken and can't be repaired, or it would be way too expensive to repair. Freaking throw it away. No one wants your broken donation. If it's in great shape, but you no longer want it or need it, donate it or sell it in a yard sale or on your local Facebook flea market page, right? It's 100% okay to keep things that you love. No doubt. You don't need to throw away everything that holds sentimental value to you or brings you happiness. I get it. Just ensure that each item you own has a place for everything and everything in its place. Okay, so now we're going to set up a cleaning schedule. A cleaning schedule is great. This is a great project to include the kids. A cleaning schedule is a fantastic way to help keep your house in order. Your home may not always be pristine. I get it, but you'll be amazed by the difference you'll feel in the overall stress levels by implementing a simple cleaning schedule, right? We talk about this all the time. Time block. I don't care if it's 15 minutes or 3 hours a week or 2 hours on Saturday. Pick a time and just do that. And it can be fun. Don't make it a slave driving opportunity, and it's not the normal chores. I'm not talking about doing dishes and vacuuming. I'm talking about decluttering and making yourself and taking some time to step back and make it an enjoyable experience. What is a cleaning schedule and why is it helpful? Well, just like anything else, decluttering your home, it's better to do a little at a time than all of it in one day. Have you ever cut branches or bushes at your house and you just get after it and you're loving life and you're going to be productive, and then you turn around and realize you got a dump truck load of stuff that you got to pick up now? So now that good feeling just went away. So you want to avoid frantically cleaning your house when your guests are coming over. Are you tired of trying to clean your house after it's been, you know, hit by disaster mode, right? It's easy to do that, and I get it. If you answered yes, then a cleaning schedule can help this. Certain household chores need to be done each day. You can't wash your dishes once a week and you'll have a freaking giant pile there, have a mess that the kids' toys aren't picked up on a regular basis, that is. For other things, you can allocate a day for each task. So how do you make a cleaning schedule? Well, if you want a dedicated cleaning schedule, you can find them on Pinterest or you can create one yourself. To create a schedule, determine what things need to be done daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. You can decide what works best for you and your family. But here's a cheat sheet or cheat list, if you want to call it that, for you to base your personalized schedule on. And I wrote all these down. They're not in any order. I just wrote them down. So daily tasks, right? Wash dishes, clean up spills, wipe down the kitchen counters, sweep high traffic areas, pick up your toys or anything else that's out of place, take out the garbage, make the beds, do a load of laundry, organize mail, right? That's a daily task. Now, you move to a weekly task. Weekly tasks are, let's say, dusting, clean the bathrooms, laundry. Now, unless you do a little bit each day, but most of the time it's like a laundry day. You got to run your errands like grocery shopping, wash bed sheets, mop and vacuum, deep clean the kitchen, like including like the old nasty leftovers in the fridge that have been there for like 3 weeks. Cut the grass, pay the bills. Weekly tasks. Now, we move on to monthly tasks. And it helps to write this stuff down. So you want to check the smoke alarms, dust hard to reach places, clean the ceiling fans, knock down the cobwebs, organize kitchen cabinets, wash your bedding, wipe down the inside and outside of the refrigerator, deep clean the bathroom, wash the toys or the dogs, wipe down the windows. And last, you have yearly seasonal tasks, right? Clean out the closets, you know, maybe pass on the clothes you don't wear or the kids have outgrown. Wash pillows and stuffed animals, vacuum mattresses, clear outside gutters, move furniture and clean underneath it. Once you've assessed how often you want to do each task, assign a day for them. For example, Mondays are for bathrooms. Tuesdays are for cutting grass. Wednesdays are for dusting and washing sheets, so on and so on, right? So for the monthly and yearly tasks, write them on the calendar in big bold letters so you can remember to do them later, right? We'll put a reminder to pop up on our phone for, oh, we're going to the movies Saturday night or the football game on Sunday, but we don't do that for cleaning out the garage, pressure washing the driveway, whatever. Many busy moms outsource some of the work, right? You may want to consider hiring somebody to tackle the cleaning tasks or some of them. It doesn't make you any less of a mom of any sort. You have a lot of stuff to oversee, and hiring someone to help you with some of the chores is sometimes a necessity. Another thing you can do is get the whole family involved in the chore duties. Your kids, little ones, big ones, middle ones. They can help keep things tidy and organized. We'll discuss that more later in another chapter. It's called Cleaning and Organizing with Kids. All right. Now, next, we're going to move on. And this is something that, I never really thought about, but man, it's amazing and it works awesome. And my 17-year-old son is now engaged in it and he loves it and he takes care of his own now. It's called meal planning and meal prep. My son is 6'5" and 235 pounds. So it's like a conveyor belt. He continuously eats. It's like never ending. So I was joyful that he engaged with this, right? So let's say 6 o'clock rolls around and everyone's looking at you, right? Mom, what's for dinner? Mom, we're hungry. You realize that you've gone the whole day and you don't have any plans for dinner. You try to wing it. Again, I get it. Moms are the busiest, most amazing people on the earth. So stuff happens. So do you get takeout again this week? But you got to remember about your budget. Or do you grab a frozen pizza from the freezer, even though you wanted something healthier for dinner? You meant well, just happens. If organizing meals for the week is a struggle with your busy schedule, meal planning and meal prep might be the answer. So, what is meal planning? I'm glad you asked. Meal planning may sound overwhelming at first. It may sound kind of constricting, right? What if you don't want lasagna on Wednesday night when it gets here, right? Well, once you give it a chance, you'll find that the opposite is true. It actually is really kind of freeing. You don't have to wonder if you have enough groceries or if they have to last until the next grocery trip, and you won't find yourself at 3 in the afternoon panicked because you forgot to get something out for dinner. If you decide you would rather have tacos on Wednesday, it's no big deal. Just swap days. If you like to stick to a strict schedule, then you've got it covered. Setting up a meal plan saves time and money and takes the burden off thinking, what will we eat tonight for dinner? So, how do you meal plan? Making a meal plan is fairly simple. It's entirely relative to how many people you're feeding, what you like to eat, and how many meals you're planning. Some people plan each meal for the week, including breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, all that. Some people choose only dinner. That's it. Every other meal, you're on your own. How do you decide based on your needs? Well, you may have a cereal and granola bar breakfast family, or you may think it's important to have healthier, more involved breakfasts. Again, how you do your meal planning is totally on you and your needs and your preferences. It's a mindset. I'm trying to get this across. It's no different than running a business. If you decide you're going to do this, this is a guideline, but you have to take action on it and you have to do it a lot. And it can be done where it takes a lot of stress and pain off of you. Once you've decided how many meals you want to make, right? It's time to sit down and plan. There are quite a few free and paid meal planning charts out there available on the internet. Imagine that. You can use those, or you can make your own and then post it on the internet for somebody else to use. There you go. To do this, you just need to write down each day of the week and include whatever meal times you're going to plan for. Try to choose meals that you know your family enjoys and are not overly difficult on you to make or you to execute. You can always toss in a few new recipes each week, not a big deal. But sticking to recipes you're familiar with makes it easier when mealtime rolls around. Another thing to consider is how often do you plan on grocery shopping? Some people shop for groceries several times a week, while others shop several times a month. If you only go every few weeks, remember to use up your fresh produce early before it goes bad. That's one of the things I did right here on the side notes is that, and again, it's happened in our household as well, is you buy something with all the intentions to eat it, right? Pears, apples, whatever, bananas. We're a huge banana eating family here, and we just don't get to them and they go bad. So you want to create a grocery list and then go shopping. While you're finalizing your meals, it's time to make a grocery shopping list that matches your meal plan. Your grocery list should have every item that you need to create the meal that you planned. Now, on the flip side, what is meal prep? Well, that's a good question, and not everyone defines it the same way. Some people prep and they make all their meals at the beginning of the week and then store them in their fridge and freezer to use them for the rest of the week. Others prep individual ingredients that can be used to make meals for the rest of the week. And then the other group does a mix of both prepared meals and prepped ingredients. This is another preference based decision. There's no wrong answer here. The main goal of meal prep is to make things easier for yourself for the remainder of the week. Remember, this is about being a productive mom. I want to give you more time, less stress. It saves time and energy, and it also alleviates mental stress throughout the week for mom. Meal planning and meal prep go hand in hand. So when you're planning your meals, think about ways you can prep them easier, better, faster. And this is a great opportunity to teach the kids too, because they'll carry it on. I mean, we unintentionally showed our 17-year-old and he took it and embraced it on his own. So how do you meal prep? You can do meal prep in a number of ways. Pick basically the one that works best for you. Here's a few methods you can try, right? Prep individual ingredients, batch meals, freeze meals, right? We made a meatloaf the other day and we ate 2 pieces, right? Because we were making it for our prep and we sliced it up and we throw it in Ziploc bags and we throw it in the freezer. We pulled those dudes out 2 weeks from now, microwave it, put it on a piece of white bread with some mayonnaise and mustard, and you got the best meatloaf sandwich you've ever had, right? You can prep snacks, and then you can make pre-made meals, right? Make a spaghetti bowl, put it in a Tupperware, put it in the freezer. There's your meal. Individual ingredients to prep. Okay. This is something that I really, it's kind of a cool idea. I really didn't think about it. You may not want to create all of your meals at the beginning of the week, but there are plenty of shortcuts you can do to make it easier at mealtime. So when you're ready to make it, everything's already done, right? Clean and chop vegetables early in the week, maybe on Sunday night while you're watching TV. Clean and store your fruit, or take a chicken and cut it into portions that you want to freeze or refrigerate. You can boil eggs and store them in the refrigerator for, you know, hard-boiled eggs for a snack or for deviled eggs, whatever. Cook and store grains and pasta. Make your yogurts and all your fruit and granola stuff and mix all that up, right? Can roast your vegetables, make dressings, marinades, dips, whatever. And then you can batch meals. Some people choose to cook something at the beginning of the week that they can continue eating throughout the week or store or freeze, right? That's what batch meals are. These are like um, soups and stews, uh, or salads, chili, bread, whatever. And then next, you got your freezer meals, right? Another option is to prep ingredients and freeze raw ingredients to be cooked later. Crock pot meals, instant pot meals, proteins like stuff to marinate, casseroles, lasagna, whatever. Fully prepped meals. Okay, here's another one. Another option is creating full meals at the beginning of the week that are completely cooked. These could include freezer meals or meals that are stored in fridge and just need to be reheated. Usually, this method means that you cook one thing for each meal. It could be like oats or breakfast sandwiches or rice, protein, vegetable bowl, stir fry, proteins, veggie, carbohydrate type stuff. Now, snacks that are easy to prep ahead of time is an amazing idea, right? Got little ones, big ones, whatever, middle ones that are, I'm hungry, I need a snack. If you want easy and healthy snacks that you can prepare early in the week, here are some ideas. Homemade granola bars, cut up fruit, cut up vegetables, sweet potato chips, hummus and cut vegetables, cut up cheese and vegetables. Maybe make some healthy muffins, roasted, you know, cauliflower, homemade trail mix, right? Hard boiled eggs. We talked about those a while ago. Now, here's something that is kind of more progressive and it's really taken it by storm. And I thought about this when I saw a commercial that night is the food subscription boxes. Another option you could consider are the food subscription boxes, right? You got HelloFresh, Freshly, Marley Spoon, Dinnerly, Blue Apron, Vistro, all of them. And be careful once you start searching them on the internet, their stuff pops up everywhere. So be prepared. These subscription box companies send you fresh ingredients ready for you to prepare right at home. You don't have to leave your house or spend hours prepping ingredients. It all comes from the box ready to go. It's more costly option than preparing it all yourself, of course, but maybe something you would like to add to your rotation to take the burden off, or maybe do it once a month. When it comes to meal prep, always keep in mind, right? And I have to say this is food storage safety for food storage safety and how long individual items can be stored in the refrigerator. There's a guideline. I think the FDA guidelines are on there. I have to just throw that in there. Just be safe. Now, here's where we were going to talk about the kids, cleaning and organization with kids. So as a mom, right, you know how difficult it can be to keep the house organized and clean when you have kids. Kids are unorganized, on the move, and freaking love to make a mess. Now, one of the best ways to keep the house organized is to get the kids involved with the cleaning and the organizing. Because you don't want to be doing it while everybody else is screwing off. And then it makes you bitter because, hey, am I the only one doing anything around here? You try to make this fun, try to make it inclusive, and it can be done. Even very small kids can be included in the cleaning and putting things away. You can begin training them when they're very little to be mindful of their toys and put things away before getting something else out. You can control that. Simple tips to help kids stay organized. That's my headline there. So here are some easy hacks to help keep kids organized and keep your kids' house and their rooms from being in total chaos. There's a place for everything. Number one, keep their belongings organized with places to return their things easily, bins, drawers, whatever. You can include pictures or words on the front of those bins so that they know what's supposed to go in there. Number two, organize their school stuff. When kids get home, do they throw their shit down everywhere or do they have a spot? Right? They have a tendency to throw their stuff everywhere. I get it. Have a plan for when they get home from school. Have a designated place for their coats, shoes, backpacks. Right? I have one lady, she actually, now not everybody has time for this, so don't roll your eyes, but she actually sets their after school snacks up in the spot where their stuff goes when they get home. So they know where to go. They walk in the door, they walk in the mud room, they drop their shoes, drop their backpacks, whatever, and they grab their snack and go. Now, if they're younger, help them go through their backpacks each day to sort out their paperwork, right? We used to be guilty of that, right? You pull out the paperwork for a field trip that happened 3 weeks ago, right? There's some papers in there that you have to work on. Some papers have to be saved. Some will be thrown away. If they take a lunch to school, ask them to unpack it so it can be ready for the next day. Throw the stuff away. Depending on the age, you may feel comfortable just letting them pack their own lunch. Have them do this as soon as they get home so it's ready for the next day. Remember, you can control that. Next, you want to help them declutter their own belongings. Another thing you can do to help kids get organized is to teach them to declutter their own stuff. Help them understand that they don't have to keep toys that are broken or that they no longer use or want. Help them go through their clothes that are too small or in poor shape. Doing this will help them learn to keep their spaces tidy and cleared of unusable junk. Now, so before you become somebody else's obsession of, being a slave driver, I made a list of age appropriate chores. Teaching your kids to help around the house allows them to learn responsibility, right? And lets them know what they're part of the community in your household and that it takes them as well to get things done. They're not only capable of helping out, but it also teaches them life skills like contributing to a group and thinking about the needs of others. We talked about that in our last episode. It also helps them develop a work ethic. Here are some of the chores that your kids can help with based on your age and ability. It's not a huge list, but it's just a sample of things that might be able to be done by age appropriate children. So, right. So let's say you got a 2 or 3-year-old. When your kids are very small, the primary goal is to teach them the idea of helping, right? You're obviously not relying on them to clean the whole freaking house, but they can do their part. We'll spend a lot more time guiding them during this stage, but the long-term payoff is huge. Help them start to learn about organizing with little chores, right? Pick up the toys and put them in a bin, or put them in their designated area, or put their laundry in a hamper, or let them help you put your laundry in the hamper. Wipe up spills when they spill something. Teach them, uh-oh, go grab the stuff it takes to pick up the spill, and teach them that early. They can help you load the washer and dryer. They can wipe walls and baseboards with the wet cloths. They're down there already. They probably think it's fun. All right. Then we move on to the 4 to 5-year-olds, right? And this is all relative. I'm just picking numbers here. Children of this age will still need some hands-on guidance, right? Especially, they'll need it when they're bigger. These chores, embedding this stuff into them, it will be a lot better. They can work more independently, right, than they could at the little age, but you'll still want to help guide them. Just because they're capable, don't let them just do their own thing, right? We still have to show them structure. Not that I need to tell you that, but I'm just saying in this instance, try these tasks like putting away their own stuff and doing it right. Help with the laundry, carry and put away the groceries, set the table, help clear the table. Again, I'm not telling you anything that's groundbreaking or earth shattering here, but sometimes we just get busy and we're always chasing all of this stuff. I'm trying to put some structure into it, like time blocking, right? Make this a part of the daily process, right? If your kids are, 6, 7, 8 years old, you'll probably be amazed at what your kids can do at this age, honestly. Children at this age are growing so rapidly, emotionally, physically, and mentally. I get it. They may have a little pushback, but of course, they're capable of things, all these things that I mentioned above, plus a whole lot more. Here are some of the things that you'll probably be able to help you with, right? They could help give the dogs a bath. They could fold and put away laundry. They can vacuum. They can match their socks. They can wipe down counters and sinks, keep their own area, right, tidy, and do it at an early age so when they get older, because you know it's going to be a lot easier on you than having to yell at them to do stuff later on in life, right? Because they don't want to do it. If they need to keep their own bathroom clean, right, in order to accomplish or get something else special, maybe that's something that needs to be done. And then just teach them that's the right thing to do, because eventually they're going to grow up and have a partner. And if that partner is grossed out how they keep their stuff, right, you're saving them some headache later. I'm just kidding. Now, kids 9 to 12. Again, this is all arbitrary. I'm just making my list here based off of the notes that I have. Again, your kids are developing like crazy at this age. No joke. And then becoming more independent, right? They can help with so many things, including like they can wash your car. They can learn to wash dishes and load them and unload the dishwasher. Now, there's some people that say, oh, my 5-year-old does that. That's great. But I've seen a 5-year-old do that. Their intention is to get done, not to do it right. So there are some exceptions to the rule there. But what I'm saying is we want to do age appropriate so they understand why they're doing it, so we can teach them to do it well. Right? They can rake leaves. They can learn, they can learn to do laundry and which loads take what and how to actually use the machines. They can take care of the pets. Now, we get into the teenagers. This is a fun one. You may be surprised how much children this age are capable of, honestly. As they grow, they should be able to contribute in a lot of ways, and almost in a lot of ways that some adults do. Right? Here are some ideas of some things that you can do with this age and take it to a different level. So when I say do laundry, I'm not talking about just tossing shit in the laundry and starting it. What you wash, why you wash, how you wash it, how to separate, what it means, what products to use for what, right? They can take out the trash, help prepare meals, they can clean windows, they can clean bathrooms, they can mop the floor, they can sweep the floor, they can help on a lot of the outdoor chores. If you didn't start teaching your kids to help out when they were little, you've missed the boat because at this age, it's tough. Now, again, you may be listening to this going, "Oh, my kids are awesome. They do all that stuff already." Okay, great. But you can't tell me they do all that stuff and like it. And I'm not saying they have to like it, but they have to know the importance of it. This is what I'm trying to help people understand with this episode is that I want you to teach your kids to do this stuff because it makes them better adults and it makes them better as they grow into that next level. This is a basic guideline. It does not account for all the variables. I get it. Kids develop differently and not all are able to do the same things at the same age. Totally understand that. The main goal here is to have them helping in ways that they can. Now, we can use technology. We can do digital organization, I call it, right? When you think about organization, you may not first think about your digital presence, but researchers have shown that they're now considering digital clutter as a stressor. How about that? When's the last time you looked at your desktop on your computer? Not only that, but all of the digital clutter makes your digital devices run slower. There you go. You probably experienced the time when your phone or your desktop alerts go off, right? You have no more room. You miss the perfect photo of your little one because there's no more space on your phone. Now, there's a TEDx talk out there called From Clutter to Clarity. And it's by a professional organizer named Carrie Thomas. It says digital clutter are things like the 10, 20, 50, 80,000 emails in the box in your inbox that I see on a very regular basis. And also things like files saved on your computer without naming them. So you don't know what you have and you spend a lot of time looking for things. Cleaning up your digital devices can help make your life more organized and functional. Now, again, I can see somebody rolling their eyes. Oh, all my stuff is named. Okay. Right. Some people fit in that, yeah, I know category, and I get it. Major areas that become disorganized, right? There's hundreds of thousands of emails. Oh, I keep every email. I do too, absolutely. But there's ways to organize those and keep those. I have buyers' emails. I have sellers' emails. I have coaching client emails. I have affiliate and sponsor and advertiser emails. I have all that stuff separated so I know exactly where to go to at least start looking. Messy desktops, loads of files and pictures on the desktop, that drives me crazy. Hundreds or thousands of unfiled pictures on your smartphone. Unfiled documents on your desktop, empty downloaded files, desktop and smartphone trash bin. And Lord help us, the Google Drive storage. So how do you declutter your digital space? Well, I had to do some research on this. Well, there are tons of ways to clean up your desktop or your computer that require a lot more tech-savvy users or programs. Here's some focused stuff that's easy and practical that you can declutter right now. You don't need to be brilliant tech or download any special software to complete these tasks. Right? We're going to start with the dreaded inbox. Maybe you delete emails immediately, but many people don't. Their inbox is overrun by ads, social media alerts, 10-year-old emails, and more. Now, depending on what you do for a living, I get it. You need to keep every email, but you can be organized. If you're the type of person that has 10,000 email alerts on their phone, here's some ways you can get that under control. I do this on Sunday. I take some time on Sunday. I sit on the back porch. I have a cup of coffee and I go through my emails and I start unsubscribing. There are some emails that you probably love getting, and I get it, and they're very important. Alerts, newsletters, favorite blogs, messages from friends and family, all that. Emails from kids, school, or work emails. I understand. These are why you have an inbox in the first place. What you probably don't love getting are multiple ads a day from retailers. Even if you love the retailer and love hearing about their sales, their emails can be aggressive and overwhelming. Unless they're your favorite store in the world or you own it, it may be helpful just to hit the unsubscribe button. The same can be true about social media. While they can be helpful, these emails often tell you things that aren't very useful. You really don't need to know what your second cousin's dog looks like. Okay, then we're going to file or delete. What should you do with your remaining emails? Well, if you've already read them, you have two choices. You can delete them or you can file them into a specific category. If you're dealing with work emails, you may want to create a separate category so you don't delete important documents. The same is true for emails that you want to keep for sentimental purposes. Create a folder and keep them separate from your main inbox. For emails that have served their purpose, put them in the trash and move on with your life. Now, we're going to move on to pictures. Pictures take up a lot of space on your phone and hard drive on your computer. They're one of the most valuable things in your digital possession. But I'm guilty of this too. They're often disorganized or redundant. Here's how you can work and minimize the monster, right? You can delete multiples. You want that perfect shot, so you take 10 of them. Pick the best one, get rid of the rest. Delete the pictures you don't like. Chances are you have pictures that are blurry, awkward, or ugly. The only reason you still have them is that you haven't filtered through your phone in a while. So take some time, take 30 minutes, sit and just do nothing but pictures. And just go ahead and delete or file. Delete the pictures you don't care about, right? Here's the one that I love. The ones that take pictures of their food. Yes, that meal you created last Wednesday was awesome and probably Pinterest ready. But you really don't need 35 shots of it, or maybe even one of them. Consider it these pictures are still relevant to you or not, and delete the rest of them, or post it to social media and get rid of it. Once you've deleted the photos you don't want or need from your digital device, put the one you want to keep on your desktop inside a relevant folder. Too many photos in a giant folder are nearly impossible to search anyway, so create unique spaces for them. You may want to invest in an external hard drive or purchase cloud space for your photos. Just remember to delete the unnecessary photos before you dump them into these spaces. Or you're just going to move the mess. Right? So your folders are going to require regular cleaning. Here are some super stupid, easy ways to clean up your computer or your mobile device. Clear out your downloads. After a few years, you'll be amazed how many digital files you're living with on your download folder. You've downloaded lots of files, and instead of finding the proper home, they just stay right there where they first dropped. So take a day and go through these files. Most of them probably can be deleted, but the most important ones should be filed into their own files. Get rid of the trash. You deleted a ton of files, but you still don't have any room left on your device. Try checking your trash bin. Usually the trash will be cleared out automatically over time, but you can speed up the process and manually clear it out. Clean up the desktop. Your desktop screen can be a beautiful place with the most gorgeous images on the planet. Avoid cluttering it up with files and screenshots. Sure, you have a few well-organized files in them. I get it. But most of your files should have a folder of their own away from the desktop. Next, you want to clear your history. Check your browser history and you'll be amazed how much information is stored on your computer. Don't delete your saved passwords. but do clear out your browsing history, your cache, your cookies, your downloaded history. This clears up space on your device and also is a good step in kind of securing your cybersecurity. Okay, here's a big one, moms. Find time for relaxation and rest. The power of doing nothing. Now that you're more productive and organized, you've come to the best chapter yet. In order to be a productive person, you need to rest. You need time to do things you enjoy. You need time when you're not cleaning, baking, cooking, or helping with homework. Now, certainly by now you've heard the term self care. It may sound stupid, silly, whatever you want to call it to you, and you may be, or you may fully embrace it. But moms need time to recharge and refresh. There's a lady named Julie Burton flipping through YouTube the other day. And she wrote a book called The Self-Care Solution, right? A modern mother's must-have guide to health and well-being, I believe. She says, the moment you become a mother and commit to caring for your kids, set an intention for yourself. I will. As moms, we have an enormous opportunity to set an example for our kids on how to be kind to ourselves and in turn, how to be kind to others. As the saying goes, we can't pour from an empty cup. So there are certainly some reasons for motherhood to make it more difficult to rest and relax. I get it. But if at possible, spend some time doing you, doing nothing, or something that you really, really enjoy. If this seems like a completely unattainable goal, here are some ways for you to get rest and relaxation that you need mentally, physically, and emotionally. Don't do it all yourself. Today's moms try to do it all. Many are working full-time jobs, running all the practices and after school events and helping with the PTA and still finding time to make dinner each night. Holy crap. It's an extremely difficult task to complete alone. I get it. If you have a partner, work out ways to share the insurmountable tasks. Don't feel like that you're the owner, it's all on you. Include the kids as well. They can help in many ways, even at a little age. Ask grandparents to pitch in if they're able to hire a babysitter to watch the kids for a few hours each week so you can do something you love. There are times when you need to be alone, but try to develop a community because being a mom is a much easier job when you're not doing it alone. Take breaks during the day. It's true that you're probably not going to be very productive if you watch TV all day. Totally get it. But if you want to watch a little more TV or take a little break, take a break. Don't feel guilty. Maybe you prefer reading a book or going for a walk or talking to a friend on the phone or creating something. As busy as you are, avoid the temptation to skip these small pleasures. They're important to you and they're important to your health and well being. Decide when you're done for the day. Taking care of kids is non optional. And if you've spent the whole day at work, you'll probably have to take time to clean and make dinner when you get home. But you should still pick a time of the day when you intentionally sit down and set aside all of the tasks. Your long to do lists will be there tomorrow, but your body and your mind need rest. So choose a quitting time for yourself when you don't have to do anything else. You're done. Get some rest. Moms don't always get to sleep. They're up at night with infants and toddlers. And then they're up when the kids don't feel well. But moms need sleep too. According to a study, sleep loss causes profound impairment in cognitive and behavioral performance. In other words, people have trouble performing and being productive when they aren't getting enough sleep. If your kids sleep through the night, try to create a habit of getting to bed at a reasonable time. Set aside your screen, read a book, get some shut eye. If you're often up with a little one during the night, understand that it's a season of your life. Lower your expectations of the number of things that you need to accomplish. Take naps, relax, close your eyes. You can get help. Now, I'm going to wrap this up. If you're thinking, "Oh, I can never be organized," or "Yeah, I know, I'm already organized," well, just go through this podcast and listen to each chapter and pick one. Pick one that appeals to you the most and implement the one change. Try your hand at a meal planning or working on decluttering one room in your house. Don't feel like you have to accomplish every step in the book or you're a failure. Or go through this and, "Oh, well, I already do all this." Okay, well, then maybe you should write a book or do a podcast to help others if you're already doing it. Changing your habits to become more productive, more organized does not happen all of a sudden. It's a gradual change. And as you begin changing small habits, you'll find that you get big, big dividends. That's what change will help spur on additional changes and give you the ambition to keep trying. Once you're able to implement these changes, you'll be amazed at the results. Things that once felt like a huge obstacle, done, will soon feel like they can be done with your eyes closed. Because you have habits and systems in place, you won't find yourself struggling to remember your kids' homework. You have a place for that. Or I see this all the time. You rely on the kid to remember this stuff. Come on. You still have laundry to do, but it can be managed. You'll still have to put away toys, but you'll have a place for them. And hopefully the kids will learn, and then you walk around and they've done half of it. These easy steps are going to create huge changes in your life. But just remember to do it a little at a time, and then you'll start seeing some success. I hope you guys found this helpful. We love our moms out there. We love our productive moms. I love seeing a super uber successful woman with children just knocking it out of the park. But I get it. There's some stuff going on behind the scenes that isn't all bright and shiny, and I get it. And I just want to help. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Be safe, take care, say something nice to somebody. See you next time.
You've been listening to the Productive Not Busy podcast with Coach Wayne. Join us next time for more money-making strategies to help you have less stress and more free time. Follow us on Facebook at Productive Not Busy, on Instagram at frontline.coach.wayne, and on Twitter at Wayne New Jr. And remember, be productive, not busy.